Hello, Bulldogs. I'm Lynn Black, Chancellor of the University of Minnesota Duluth. I realize this is not the commencement ceremony of your dreams or what you, your family, and friends had hoped for. These past several weeks certainly have not been what any of us would have wanted your last 2 months at UMD to be. But I wanted to take a little time today and congratulate you on your many accomplishments and let you know how incredibly proud I am of each and every one of you. Over the past 2 months, some of you have had to move. You had to stop personal interactions face-to-face with faculty and staff and friends. And you've had to learn various online learning strategies with only a few days' notice. But you have risen to these challenges and you have been successful. So I say to you, congratulations on your graduation from UMD, and thank you for being a part of the Bulldog community. I know you've worked hard to earn your degree. Many of you were also involved in UMD student organizations or other activities. Some of you played sports. Some of you were part of fine arts performances and exhibitions. Some of you have had to work a job or 2 or maybe 3 to make ends meet. Some of you are currently serving in the military or are in ROTC. Some of you are parents. Some of you are caregivers. What each of you has accomplished in your own individual way is truly remarkable. I hope you come away from UMD with hundreds of wonderful memories and many very good friends who you'll stay in touch with as your life journey progresses. Friends who knew you when you were at UMD will keep you grounded. They'll make you laugh, they'll probably tell some stories, and become more valuable as the years pass. I also hope you come away from UMD with a desire to make a positive difference in our world. I think most of us would agree that there's seldom been a time more important than this to make a positive difference. Your contributions might be a monumental difference. You might make a scientific discovery or write a groundbreaking book or give performances that move people around the world. But you can also make a significant difference in one person's life. Sometimes this might be a difference that may seem small to you, but means the world to them. Take time to listen. Listen to responses when you ask people, "How are you?" And to listen deeply as they talk to you about their hopes and goals and challenges and dreams. Slow down, and from time to time, connect deeply with other people. Also connect to your environment and to those things that enrich your life. As your career progresses, take time to mentor someone who's younger than you. Encourage others to be curious and to explore new ideas. And be a role model by being curious yourself. And always remember to say thank you to those that help you. There are many people who helped you get to where you are today. Some of these people might be sitting right next to you right now. Others may be hundreds of miles away. Regardless, don't miss the opportunity today to say thank you to those people who helped you succeed. Bulldogs, take pride in all that you have achieved. I'm sure to some of you, you felt like this day would never come, and to others, it may have come all too quickly. Regardless, it's here. I know this is not how your college career was supposed to end, but facing and succeeding through challenges are what have brought you to this point, and I have no doubt that the class of 2020 will be stronger and more resilient because of this. Savor your UMD degree. Graduates, you have earned it. You are an amazing and diverse group of graduates. And I hope you'll have a grand graduation celebration in whatever way you can during a pandemic. Congratulations once again, and go Bulldogs.
When I set out for college, I saw my future 4 years as a project of becoming. When I was a child, I could never just stick to one dream. I jumped around wanting whichever new thing drew my attention. In high school, I decided I would be an artist, and I started attending an art school where I subsequently determined that it was not the career for me. I was so frustrated. As opposed to me, most people around me seemed to have wholly dedicated themselves to the one thing they had wanted to become, whether it be actors, musicians, or photographers. They were about to continue studying their craft. I was still at square one. My next 4 years were going to be different. I was going to take this jumble of things that I was composed of and mold it into something whole. I had my goal, but of course, things never go according to plan. In my usual fashion, I jumped from environmental science to education to communication. I ended up loving my classes in my degree program, as well as the 3 minors I had picked up along the way, no surprise there. But I still found myself unsatisfied. I was still no closer to finding that one thing that I would be. Many of my peers are drawn to communication for the wide applicability of the skills we learn: writing, critical thinking, collaboration, and so much more. But this also meant that it felt like everyone around me was priming themselves for different paths in a number of careers and futures. Throughout most of my time in college, I prided myself in the fact that even if I couldn't figure out my professional goals, I could always be firm in my sense of identity and self. But once again, things never go quite according to plan. During this past summer, I had felt something was missing from my life. I followed my feelings and I decided to take further steps in my transition and journey as a transgender person. And it was so difficult to feel one of the few seemingly stable things pulled out from under me. I thought to myself, I have been every letter under the acronym at this point. Why can't I just be one thing and stick to that? I made a number of life changes, I had no solid future plans, and then I left to fly to the UK for my semester abroad. There was part of me that was worried that I was running away from the change and ambiguity in my life. However, I soon found out that being able to look at my life from a distance would be key. With my cohort of international students, I was able to step back from the expectations that I felt that others had for me and those that I had for myself. In this process, I was able to learn some key lessons that I brought back with me. No one around me, wherever I was composed of just one thing. I had been holding myself to a rigid standard that I couldn't and didn't want to reach. There is not one magical thing, a hobby, a degree, a job, that will suddenly make me whole. Becoming isn't a project to be completed. It is something that will always lie in flux. The late poet Mary Oliver wrote, "Imagination is better than a sharp instrument. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work." If there is one thing that being a student in the College of Liberal Arts has taught me, it is how to pay attention. I have learned how to pay attention to the stories, language, and identities that we take for granted. I have learned how to pay attention to my needs and desires and to show compassion towards myself. To all my fellow graduates, you deserve to be proud of the accomplishments and struggles that have brought you here today. Although this is not the ending we imagined, it doesn't erase all that you have experienced to get to this point. Whatever comes next for you, I want you to know there is so much out there for you beyond your identities as students or workers. There is so much that is open to you outside of any rigid expectations you have about how your life should be. And in our precarious and uncertain moments, we can support our friends and loved ones and be supported in turn. I want to challenge all of you to continue to pay attention to the world around you. Pay attention to what goes on in your workplace, your communities, and what is happening in this tumultuous world of ours. I want you to ask the uncomfortable questions, to make the kinds of trouble that prod at the things we accept as unfortunate givens. And finally, I hope that you all continue to learn, to change, and to continually embrace the new being that you are always becoming. Thank you.
Family, friends, and of course, the graduating class of 2020. Welcome. For those who may not know me, my name is Katie Keller, and I am proud to be graduating from the University of Minnesota Duluth with degrees in theater and English literature. As neither an honors student nor the holder of some esteemed position, I'm sure that in a normal year I would not be the one speaking to you today. But we all know that this year is far from normal. Change is everywhere in the world right now, and it is becoming hard and overwhelming to keep track of it all. Things that seemed like the end of the world just months ago now feel like they happened in another lifetime. One of those changes is the absorption of UMD's School of Fine Arts into the College of Liberal Arts. It is a heartbreaking change for many. Absorptions or even cancellations of fine arts instruction aren't unheard of course. As the world continues to praise STEM degrees and careers, as it should, that often means the retraction of respect from the fine arts. This is not to say that administrators at UMD don't respect the fine arts, but it is to say that we are part of a system that doesn't. You're probably thinking, Katie, why does this matter? Obviously the fine arts are great, but there are bigger things happening in the world that won't be fixed by singing at them. And I would agree. But I would also ask you how you've been spending your time recently. Have you been watching TV or listening to music? Or have you picked up a new hobby like painting or knitting? In a world of uncertainty and chaos and change, there is comfort in art. There is significance to that because one of the greatest things that art teaches us is the art of closure. Art is fantastic at closure. The perfect all wrapped up end of a play or movie, the final resolved chord at the end of the song, or the pride of seeing something you poured creativity into being seen and appreciated. Art also teaches us how to create our own closure. As good as art is at creating closure, it is better at withholding it. I have experienced countless works of art that have left me with questions, frustrations, and a sense of incompleteness. Does that sound familiar to anybody? We are completing an important chapter in our lives in a time where it doesn't really matter. Fellow members of our larger graduating class around the nation have already been in the workforce, helping to keep us healthy and safe. Others of us are looking at a world where our passions are deemed unessential, and there's a lot of uncertainty in everyone's future. But that doesn't mean that we can't celebrate this moment and the hard work that brought us here. It's impossible to exactly replicate the feeling of walking across a stage, getting your picture taken, and then trying to find a restaurant that isn't completely booked because no one thought to make reservations. That feels normal and complete and resolved. These days, we need to take a cue from art and find closure in other ways. There are 3 main ways that I find closure after art leaves me wanting it, and I hope that one or more of them can help you. First, the classic, talk it out. Whether this is in writing or in conversation with someone you're close to, get everything out, your joys and fears, all of it. Second, lots and lots of thinking. Give yourself space and time and grace to feel and respond to all of the things that you are feeling. It is okay to feel sad of your situation regardless of who has it worse. Finally, my favorite, rewrite the ending. There's a reason that adaptations and sequels and fan fiction exist. Take power into your own hands and create your own ending to this journey. Have a celebration with those you live with, or make yourself some cupcakes and light some candles and play Pomp and Circumstance. Or we can all admit that Pomp and Circumstance is really overrated and play something different. It doesn't have to be a giant gathering with thousands of people in a hockey rink to be special. You don't need to walk across a stage to get closure. As the last UMD commencement speaker graduating from the School of Fine Arts, I am mourning SFA's loss of independence and my own personal loss of not being able to see all of you as I'm saying this speech. But I am also so proud of each and every one of us, and I have all the faith in the world that my fellow Bulldogs will not only get through this, but innovate and create as you go. We've gotten through a lot of rough winters in Duluth, and this is just another one. Congratulations, class of 2020, and I wish you the best of luck in finding the closure you so deserve.